Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Megan, and today I'm going to be discussing the pilot episode of the new TV series on USA called The Rainmaker. So let's get into it. Oh my gosh, I never realized how much I miss USA shows while watching this show. I miss the summery vibe, the serious, not serious, the little bit of humor, just the ambiance and like the little music in the background that USA had with their shows. Watching this, oh my gosh, it made me miss it so much. USA Network had so many good shows when I was younger. They had, Suits, they had White Collar, they had Graceland, they had Covert Affairs, they had Burn Notice, they had Royal Pains, which is one of my favorite shows. And so I'm kind of glad that they are coming back with scripted TV shows, because I think they had something unique that other cable networks did not have. So I'm really excited that I think this show hopefully can become a success so that USA can bring in new shows. I've never read the book The Rainmaker, nor have I actually seen the movie. They came out, I believe, in the 90s. So I kind of went in, I guess, blinded because I was not familiar with the book nor the movie. For me, I thought it was a decent episode. I'm really interested to see where the series goes because at times I'm like, I can see that this was a book. I don't know. I felt like there were some scenes missing. Like, for someone who reads books and then watches a movie or a TV show, you can sometimes tell that there are certain scenes missing, or you're just like, if I was just a casual viewer, I wouldn't understand what was going on. And so I kind of had a little bit of that vibe in it. I didn't realize that Rudy was going to get fired on the first day. I don't know if that happens in the book, but I felt like there was some type of scene missing, or it just happened so quickly for him to then move on to Bruiser's company. So watching it, I was just I don't know if it was just the pace of the episode, but I don't know if I necessarily bought him getting fired on the first day, unless that's exactly what happened in the book. Then if that's what exactly happened in the book, then that's what happened in the book. But it just felt a little bit off while watching it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, now he's with these people. And so maybe it's just everyone get into the rhythm of this new show, and since this is the first episode, it's everyone's working together for the first time. So I just wonder if that's kind of how it was. So far, I really like all the characters except the guy who fired Rudy, and I just don't really like him. I don't know if it's the actor or the character, but I'm just not a fan of that character. I'm just every time he's on my screen or on the screen, I'm just ugh, nails on a chalkboard. It's I want you to skedaddle. I don't want you here. I really like Rudy and his girlfriend. It'll be really interesting to see how their relationship is going forward because they are on opposite sides. So that's going to be interesting. There's obviously going to be a bunch of conflict, and I just hope, knowing that they have a very career-oriented profession, that I hope the job doesn't overflow into their relationship. It's going to happen because they're both lawyers, or they're going to be lawyers after they take the bar if they pass. But it's looking rocky right now. And I think that they're young and they want to establish their career. So I'm just a little worried about their relationship. I think it's kind of cute though, because they do have each other. I wasn't really sure if they were boyfriend and girlfriend at the beginning, but then, they kissed in the bar. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess that they are already an item. I thought their relationship would be an item later on in the show. So it'll be really interesting. And then with the girl next door, when he looked up, there was a girl next door. And I think there was also another guy in that apartment. So that would be interesting dynamic. I also really like the Bruiser character. I think she's kind of cool. I love the guy there too. I can't even think of his name at the moment. But I don't know. I really like those kind of quirky characters. Like I said, it has that USA vibe with Bruiser's law firm. I'm going to guess that the book is probably a little darker or whatever, but that's one of the things I love about USA Network and their shows is that they have like a mix of like the drama, lightheartedness, like the seriousness, but like also the joking side. So I really like Bruiser, the female, as well as her paralegal guy. So it'd be really interesting to see going forward their interactions. And I knew Mrs. Black was going to be his first client. Like when he's like, I got a client, I'm like, it's going to be Mrs. Black. I wonder who was in the woods where her dog ran out. I want to know who that is, because the episode just kind of ended with that guy. He claims himself as a nurse at the end, and he took down that lady. So he's definitely going to be imperative throughout the season. I don't really like him either, to be honest. So last thing I want to say before I end this video is that the one thing that I could not stop thinking about was the makeup on these actors, specifically the men. The guy who plays Rudy, and then the guy who plays the other guy at that firm. I think he's kind of younger. He was standing behind the girl, and I can't even think of the character's name already, the blonde girl, when they were at that table and she was talking to a potential client. There was a young guy who came with the older guy. But that younger guy, his makeup and the actor who played Rudy's makeup was just so noticeable. Like, I don't know. It just like had way too much makeup on their face. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but it was bugging me the entire episode. I'm thinking to myself, I hope the makeup gets better throughout the series, because they just looked, it sounds so bad, but they looked like they could have been like in a coffin. Like, you know how when you go to a showing at a funeral home and the dead person is just covered in makeup, that's kind of how it looked like with Rudy and that other young male. I don't know what it was, but they had a lot of makeup on, and it was just bugging me the entire episode. That's it for my review on the Rainmaker Season 1, Episode 1, and I will see you next week for Episode 2.